Okay, so today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to be Blade of Justice. Because for some strange reason, I don't know why no one has made a tutorial of Blade of Justice before, but I think it's really important that we do that. Alright, so we have this first robot. You know, this first robot is not that hard. Okay, it's actually really hard like at the start. This will probably be the hardest part for you, like in the beginning, because it's really hard to get the click pattern right. But you know, once you learn it, it kind of just becomes free. You know, I basically never died to it at all. Anyway, okay, so this is the first part where I actually have a real strat for. So most of the time you will like hit this orb, and then you have to do it really late, right? And it's like really hard and inconsistent. So my strategy is you just jump off before the orb and then hit it. You don't need to hit that late. So it looks like this. It looks like this. There we go. So it's really, I don't know why no one has used that strat before, because that click is so hard with that strat. Okay, this ship part I recommend you get a click pattern for. So it's like yeah. But it gets consistent, I guess. Keep in mind that there's a bush over here that could stop you, but like it just know that they exist. You know, you don't really need to kind of like go out of your way to avoid it like a lot. Like you don't need to be like or something. You just do it normally. You most likely won't. Wait, what? Okay, anyway. Okay, for that you just kind of you click lay out the platform and you just buffer. Alright, yeah, it's just good back because it's you got to remember that this big ass saw blade, so just try your best to go underneath, you know, like just keep in mind that it exists. Okay, we're at the cube right now. Oh, looking at you could jump too late here, which is kind of stupid. But like again, it's just a thing to keep in mind. You don't really need to go out of your way and jump like really early. This little orb just click late. You know, it's probably the hardest click in the cube, but it gets consistent. Micro click this orb so you don't actually jump off. Also, make sure not to click too early like that, because otherwise you die. Just click later. There we go. It's a duel.
Oh my god, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck?
So, how this works, I'll be explaining to you how to do it, basically. So how this works is you jump as a robot, you hold and get to this ball portal, and in the same time you hold as a ship so you can make it to this gap. Usually for this I focus on the robot for the first click. Just make sure I don't click too early or late. Usually I like to click earlier than later, you know, so that like it just works better like that, because then the ship won't die. And then after I do the click and hold, I will focus on the ship, and I let go when I'm inside this gap over here. And then after that I do the clicks. So I focus on the top robot, and then after I do the click I focus on the ship until I'm like here like that. And then for this part, you just kind of click 2 times. Alright, it's just two clicks, not too bad. Or else like dumb stuff could happen. Alright, it's just click it like spaced apart, you know, just do 2 spaced apart clicks. Alright, so for this part, after you click this orb, you can just hold, you know, the 1, 2, 3, and then you hold as a ship into this section here. And once you hold, your ball actually do the click by itself because of the buffer. So you actually only need to do 3 clicks of this. You know? So I don't really have a tip for doing the actual straight flight itself. I would just say get like, it's just a click pattern thing, you know. You just kind of get consistent at it. The only thing I can really say is you just click 3 times not 4. For this part, what I do is I like to focus on the top. So how this will work is you will jump as a robot and do the first click, and then you do the second. Yeah. I like to focus on the top ball because of the 2 clicks. This bottom robot click, you don't really need a visual cue for it. You just kind of do the click. You know, it isn't a micro click and it isn't like a long click. It's just a normal click. You know? And then just space apart the 2 clicks. Make sure you don't click them too fast. Otherwise you might die a lot. And then also make sure not to hold on this because you might jump into the robot. Now you click the orb as I'm pretty sure your robot ship at the bottom. Yep. So you click this orb and hold. And then after that you will your ball over here will jump into this cube portal when you hold, and this you held your buffer. And then once you did that, you just kind of buffer this blue orb. So let me just show you. So wait. See, you buffer it, and then there are 2 platforms over here. You just wait for both of the blue ships to fall down, and then you start flying. Because if you like do it without falling down, like weird stuff like that will happen. It will be misaligned, you know. So you kind of gotta just wait for it to get aligned. Also, something that people do is sometimes they just skip the blue orb. I don't personally like do that because sometimes the transition could be like it could just kill you. So for this part, you kind of just spam after you shift, like to make sure you hit this orb. And I like to focus on bottom blue. So how this will look like? Basically, I do it like this. See, you notice I spam a little bit like that. It's just auto. You just wait past this. You just click, and then focus on the top one. For this one, instead of going down, you go up through this. It looks like a tight gap, but actually isn't. You just do 2 clicks, 2 fast clicks. I focus on the top, and then after that, I just do 2 clicks, 2 fast clicks, and then hold on the second one. It's not that hard. I swear. Yep. See, the reason why I don't let it go down is because sometimes you might turn into the ball when you go down. It's like that. Like it's just really weird. So I personally like to go on top because it basically guarantees that you will become a wave again. There we go. Alright. So the UFO now. The UFO is probably one of the more, I'd say it's surprisingly difficult to get consistent. Alright. That one. Okay, so this green out you can either choose to click it late or click 2 times. Yeah, like that basically. But I just like to click it late because clicking 2 times fast, like I just don't think it will work. This one just click it slightly late. Don't click too late. Okay, don't click it too early. Because if you click it too early, first off you might hit this saw blade. Or you could mess up the trajectory on the stop, and then the green out click becomes a lot harder. So just like, yeah. This one you just follow the music, you know. Hard time. This orb, I guess, just kind of click in the middle. Like, just right after you pass the middle, I'd say. You kind of get a feeling for the click. There are a lot of clicks in this part which are just all about feeling, you know. Like, you just kind of feel that it's right and you just click. Okay, 71 is probably the hardest part of the UFO, in my opinion. But the trick I found out is that, okay, first off, for this part you do like 3 fast kicks. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. This pink cord, remember to hit it early, so that you have the most consistent transition in this part. Basically, just click this all as early as you can without hitting the saw blades, basically. These 2 yellow orbs, just try and click it as early as you can, and then hit the blue up kind of like later, and then you hit the pink up as early as possible. Alright, this helicopter is really easy. Also, I would like to mention how lucky I got this level. I got the landing 2 times. One was 93, and one was 100%. I do not know how I flipped both waves. I honestly thought I was gonna die the same helicopter, so, but like I didn't. The trick with this part is you do 1, 2, 3. Make sure you're in there, and then you click on top of here, and then after click again, and then click so you're on top of here, not at the side. Because if you're at the side, see, if you click too fast, see, then this click becomes really hard. But if you just space out your clicks, you land on top here and this click is just free. And then after you just do like 1 to 3. There's an invisible blue pad over here. So after you do this, you just kind of let go. And then after you hit this blue pad, you just click it in. Like that. Alright? It really isn't that hard, you'll get used to it. This I think is one of my favorite parts of the level. Because it's so satisfying. It's such a good climax to the level. This wave really nice here about it. I can just do it almost immediately. I suggest for the chip parts especially in the ending of the level, you develop a clip pattern for it. Because you'll be really damn nervous, I think that's the reason why that annoys me, because I didn't really have a clip pattern. So I do a 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I do 2 clicks and then once I hit the point I do 1 click. Because doing 1 click is like harder, especially when you're so late, so I like to do 2 clicks. And that made it so that I just didn't die. This one just click in the middle. Alright, so for this one, I know I see a lot of people, they click before. There's just an invisible platform here, so you can just kind of fall down and just do it, Micro click this yellow, or don't micro click too much, just don't kind of hold it, You can do a normal click back, I think, and you'll not really mess up. Okay, so this ship actually kind of has a strap to it that like lines you up properly. So after you do this yellow orb, you hold like around here before this portal, and then you let go. Like you click before. 1, 2, 3. So my click pattern is just like, let me just show you my click pattern. Alright, that's my click pattern. That's just how I do it almost every time, Sometimes I do it differently because I just get nervous. So you see how if you hold before, it kind of gives you the momentum and lines you out like almost perfectly. And then your first click could be a little bit, if you find yourself to be a little bit too low, your first 2 clicks can be like a little bit stronger. And in fact, it could just be a first click like that. That's how I managed to line myself up for most of the time. So this is actually really good. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. This orb, I just click and hold. Try and click it earlier than late. I don't really like to hold it in the middle, so I just like to click it early, It feels better, and also it makes this next one really a lot better. Okay, so let me just give it if you click too late, then look, that will happen. My click pattern is to, after you click the yellow orb, you hold, and then once you're at the end of this part, then you click again, so you don't die from holding, So like 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Alright, this one you just click once on top here, and then you click another time when you're almost at the portal. Just to make sure it's more consistent. I also make sure that you don't die to these two cells. Just keep your time. Yeah, let's do this. I would say it's more front heavy. Like the first half is a lot harder than the second half at the start. But the last few days when I was playing it, I got really consistent at the first 2 waves, which made it so that the front part was basically just I could get to the duel almost every time, and it was just about holding my nerves to that, So yeah, it's a pretty cool level. I hope the tutorial helped you, and when you put it all together, it should look like something like this. What the? I just beat it. Okay, easy. I just beat it in like 4 attempts. I just beat it in 4 attempts. Yes, 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 yes! I beat it in 4 attempts. Oh, wait, what is the thing?
You don't want to compute it.
I was recording. How did I beat it in 4 attempts on 0? I was just. That felt so random. How? I was so unprepared for that. That was my first attempt to the wave. What? Okay. Bro, I have like no raw footage to show also, bro. Like, why does this keep happening?